Good morning, passport holders. Today, December 10th, 2016, day 771 of the vlogs. And even though I went to bed a little later than I probably would have wanted, somewhere around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I actually feel really good. And all things said and done, about 6.5 hours worth of sleep. I stayed in bed and just kind of followed up on Twitter stuff and Facebook stuff, YouTube stuff, for probably about an hour. Then got up, took a shower. You're now seeing me now. Yay! Today should be a pretty simple day, all things said and done, since there isn't a lot of college football. I've got 3 files that I need to do gratis for friends or for potential stuff that might come along. My hope is I can get those done. I am expecting a Clintus episode at 1 o'clock, a daily V's somewhere in like the 6 to 7 p.m. range, unless Gary's already done pre-recorded content, at which point it could come much earlier in the day, which I'd be perfectly okay with. I've got the Army-Navy football game, which will be the only game that I watch today because it's the only one that I'm aware of that's being televised. That's what's going on today. I hope you guys are having a tremendous Saturday. Great Sunday if you're watching it on day of release. Let's get this one started. All right, guys, it is currently 19:04, and the Army-Navy game was actually very, very good. Actually, a lot better than some of the games I've watched in the last 2 weekends, both collegiate and professional. So congratulations to Army for picking up a victory after 14 years of losing. Like, that is an incredible feat on its own. During halftime of that game, I did the edit on the vlog, started the upload in the third quarter, finished in the fourth quarter. I think it went live shortly after the game ended because I let my computer fall asleep while it was doing the upload. So instead of doing it at full speed, it did it like a trickle. So vlogs live, all that's good. Clintus's episode went up, got captioned by an outsourced captioner, and then ended up getting back to my desktop. I have yet to do the final review and formatting on that, just simply because I was interacting with friends via text message and phone call as well, and then decided to tune into the MLS Cup finale. And so we're halfway through that game. I received a request from the VaynerMedia team in order to caption a 3.5-minute video, which is what I'm going to do during halftime here. And once the game is over, my expectation is that I will be able to do the final review on Clintus's captions, and hopefully at that point get what is being teased as one of the funniest episodes of Daily V by both Gary and D-Rock. That will go live somewhere around the 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour, and that will give me the opportunity to finish that, clear the board. And additionally, before all of this started today, I ended up finishing the 15-minute long keynote that I wanted to do the captions for, so that's all done. I also finished 9.5 minutes of a 10-minute video for my friend who needed a little help, and this is the way that I could help, so I'm going to be good with that one, and that will leave me one to do tomorrow, which I don't think I'm going to do the timing and the final review on that one tonight. I think I'm going to probably grind out the second video's transcription, and then I'll make tomorrow pretty much all final reviews for all those guys in between football games and whatnot. And additionally, I will have a couple of phone calls that I have to take tomorrow during the football games, which is a bit of a bummer, but these are important phone calls with important people in my life, and so therefore I'm going to take them. All right, so it's 9:20 at this point. It has been a tremendous day on soccer, which I forgot to mention this morning that Aston Villa won on an 88th minute shot by Jack Grealish. It wasn't televised here in the States, but I did end up catching a bit of a replay through one of the UK websites that I follow, and that was an absolute stunner. The MLS Cup was a pretty interesting chess match through the first 90 minutes, 30 minutes in extra time. Not really anything going on. Stephen Fry doing his incredible save there in the second half, though. By far, for me, the MVP of the game because of that save and the other saves that he made. Like, he was just impressive. He was a brick wall tonight. Goes to PKs, goes 6 rounds. Both goalkeepers block one in the first 5. And, the Toronto player ends up hitting a crossbar. And Torres, who played incredibly well all game, this game, sits there and jams home the winner for the Seattle Sounders. Really impressive. Since then, I finished, which is what you see in the background there, a shorty that, not like a shorty like the traditional shorties, but like the highly edited, like short story, I think is the better way to describe this one, that OT put into, so OT being other Tyler Babin, the video editor on Gary's team, who's kind of the second in command on the video editor staff from my understanding. He put in a short film in order to get captioned. I just returned that. Clintus's captions have come back as well. But I got an opportunity where a bunch of my friends, actually from South Phoenix, are all going to go and hang out and drink up in like Scottsdale, the north end of Scottsdale Road. I have zero interest in hanging out in Scottsdale, but I will take that offer for a ride because I'm right next to one of their other friends, and it sounds like they're going to be by here around 10 o'clock. I'm going to take that ride. I'm going to jump out of the car. I will not go into a bar with them. I'm going to actually then take an Uber up to the Twisted Lizard, which is the Wookiee's new job. The Wook's been there for, I don't know, probably about a month now. And it's actually a location that I know. I like the former restaurant in there I was a regular at, so like I know exactly where it's at. I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, and I also know that there's an opportunity for me to be able to work there until my laptop battery dies. I'm not taking a charger, so Daily View 106 dropped, or 105, 106, whichever it is, dropped, and it's 49 minutes. Which is a little upsetting. I certainly should be able to finish Clintus's episode, and I should probably be able to get about halfway through that in the transcription, kind of formatting, all that good stuff. One step at a time, but I'm on the hook in order to get this done by Monday evening, and I have every intention of finishing it. Maybe not tonight, but certainly tomorrow. So that is the plan. Another day, another Daily V. Let's get it done. Alright guys, I am back home. I've apologized that I did not record more at the Twisted Lizard. That stated, there was a ton of copyrighted music playing in the background and doing so very loudly. That said, I was just working. 49-minute episode of Daily V. But most of all, I was actually interacting with people there in the bar and interacting with people on Twitter. So Chef Lizette and a handful of other folks that were commenting about Daily V, I was interacting with them on Twitter, which is something that I really haven't done, like that kind of conversational Twitter stuff. I probably haven't done in 2 years, and it was the best. Like, constantly having my phone blow up and then being able to talk with my bartender, Jamel, like that dude was tremendous. And then the fact that I was in the bar that Zach, one of my good buddies, the Wookiee, is now the new GM of. It's just a win. Like, it was such a win of a night. And then obviously, Ubering back home, and you know what, like, I'm not gonna miss that whatever it was, $15. Like, I'm not gonna miss that money. But I did have a great conversation with a number of people, including that last Uber driver, James. He was tremendous. So at this point, I've got to go back to work. I'm gonna set up a beer there. I'm gonna kick off my shoes, but I'm gonna put on my slippers. I don't think I'm gonna walk during this session, but I think I'm gonna probably try and force my way through at least half of the episode, get to that half-hour mark, yeah, just have it be a good thing. That stated, highlights of my night away from that stuff was, like D-Rock, who is the videographer and editor for Gary and is the reason why Daily V and Ask Gary V exists. We were interacting on Twitter tonight, and it was just like, it's a ton of fun. And like, I've yet to sit down with that guy for like 5 seconds, and that's all I want, just to kind of get his origin story and understand how the heck he ended up approaching Gary for Clouds and Dirt to begin with. So it's one of those things where it's like, I know my origin story with Gary, and Gary and I have almost a decade now. We're coming up on that real quick, of interacting with one another, and I love him for it. But like the people, the new crew that's around him in that inner circle, like, I know a lot of those people, but D-Rock's one of those who I don't, and I want time in order to understand who the heck he is. So I've got a ton of work to do, and I love it, and I'm going to say goodnight now. So thank you guys so much for your time and your attention. As always, I appreciate it so much. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.